Sometimes this roof up over my head starts getting me down, crowding me out. You know what I'm talking about. I need to clear my head and head for the countryside. Take a little walk, maybe take a little ride. Bullfrogs croaking, smallmouth jumping, wind blowing through the trees. So let's throw a cooler in the truck. I know where I wanna be, outdoors with Joey Mines, in a deer stand back in the woods, or kicking back, wetting the line. Rain pours, sun shines, but it's all good, 'cause I'm doing what I love with who I like. I can find that peace of mind I'm looking for outdoors.
Outdoors with Joey Mines is brought to you in part by Wendy's. Direct Auto Insurance. Call, click, or come by to see how much you can save. Midstate RV Center. Qwest Pontoon Boats. Raging Rhino Lures. crvillas.com. BnM Poles. Highland Marina Resort. Bad Boy Buggies and Southern Cart Services. For the next half hour, join us.
But it's all good, 'cause we're doing what we love with who we like. We can find that peace of mind we're looking for. Outdoors.
Where'd it go? Hi folks, welcome to this week's show. Well, today we're on West Point Lake. Got a dear friend, Terry Glover, with Qwest Boats. This is a new boat that we're in today. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe. I'm glad to be here, and on behalf of Qwest and Apex Marine, we're happy to have you as part of our team now.
Well, this boat, I've had this for about 3 weeks, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's one fish catching son of a gun. We have caught tons of fish. It is ideal for guiding. It's ideal for the family. And today, well, we're going to catch some crappie. It's early April. The way we're going to catch them, we're going to be using a pole, dropping it down in about 8 to 10 foot over my brush piles. Boy, I know if you've watched the show over the years, you understand what brush pile fishing's all about. And a little later on, I'm going to have Terry go over this boat, and I got to tell you, it is wonderful. I want the folks to see just how nice this is. So let's go ahead and get our trolling motor down. Our brush pile, I'll go ahead and show you exactly where, is right where I'm pointing right here. And this one's huge. This one's actually, it's probably 8 or 10 times as big as this boat. What we're gonna do is drop a pole down. Boy, is this simple or what? This is a BnM pole, and this is the Duck Commander series, 12 foot long, ultralight. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, ultralight, you wait till we get a fish on, you'll see how far it bends. We've got a simple rig. Terry, you can go ahead and be rigging yours out, and I'm going to rig it up. There's your line, there's your weight. I mean, how simple is this? Hook, line, and weight. I've got a number 6 hook, and we're using crappie minnows. Reach in the bucket, get you out a minnow. I'm gonna show you how to do that. This is very important as well, how to rig this minnow. I'm gonna take the minnow, and I'm gonna hook him through his mouth and out his nose. And he needs to be wiggling like that. If he's not wiggling like that, you might have already killed him. So let's go ahead. Where's my buoy at? Okay, the buoy's behind us, so I'm gonna back us up a little bit. One thing that's gonna add up to success, there's a lot of reasons I catch fish consistently on this lake, and it's these things right here. These are Driftmaster rod holders. Look at that. How about that? This one's adjustable. Driftmaster, when that fish grabs it, I can pull it out of the rod holder and pop him. I'd put the rod holder a little farther right there. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and rig another one. We're gonna fish with 2 rods today. This is just one. I'll keep my eye on the rod. And here's rod number 2. Then we're gonna float back and forth over the brush pile. Qwest Pontoon Boats features a unique, lightweight design for the maximum boating experience. From our paddle boats, to the luxury series, to the Angler Quest, made for the serious fisherman. Qwest Pontoon Boats meets the needs and budgets for every boating experience. We have the boat you've been looking for and invite you to experience Qwest. Check us out at QwestPontoons.com. Look how this rod's bending. Look how this rod's bending. All right, there's a big crappie. Woo-wee, there's your big one. That's what we're looking for. All right. That's the size we want. Okay. Let me keep us up here where the fish are. Look at this one.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Crappie fishing, West Point Lake style. We'll put him in our little box. Man, you know, we've been fishing, I don't know, it's probably been 3 or 4 minutes now. That was the first one right here. When I was graphing this area a minute ago, there looked like some big fish, and quite honestly, it could be stripers too. And a lot of 1 to 2 pound stripers are in this area. And each day I've been guiding, we've been catching them along with these crappies. So we very well gonna catch a multitude of fish today of different kinds. So let me put my minnow back on and here we go. That might be a big old crappie, but there you go.
If that's a crappie, he's a real big one.
You got a nibble? I might need to get the net on that. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. This one's got some shoulders on him, whatever he is.
That's probably a bass the way he's kind of tugging with you.
Yeah.
Let me get the net. He's big enough.
Yep.
Let's see what we got, Terry. All right. Look at that rod bending.
You hear that line sing.
Yep. We've got 10-pound test line on this right now. And you might have a striper on the way he's kind of popping around.
He's coming
You
up,
got something big. He came up and looked at us.
Well, I can tell you the rod was extremely sensitive. I felt him just as soon as he bumped.
You got a nibble. Well, we're crappie fishing, so what are you doing here? I mean, I know this isn't a crappie. It's a little striper. Okay. That little striper was taking it all over. Let me get him out and show the boat. There we go.
Quick release.
Look at that. That little fish was pulling just that hard.
He was, yeah.
How about that? This lake is absolutely full of this size and a whole lot bigger. But this is a little old year-old fish. They stocked him last year. I'm sure they put him in about July. And that's about what they grow. That's about 1.5 pounds. They'll grow 2 to 3 pounds a year. So fresh little fish, pretty. Okay, we'll let him go. Where'd he go?
Catch him again next year.
Man, that little pole, it took off, didn't it? I like that. I love seeing that pole bent triple.
Yep. See if we can get some more of those.
There's a good fish. I don't know what it is. I kind of wish I had a spinning reel on the end of this. Yeah. Wow. I kind of wish I had a spinning reel. I'll net him.
You want me to net him?
Nope, I'll net him when the time comes.
Right.
But I was getting the net out of the way. Look at this rod bend. Wow.
I can't wait to see the title of this show, Crappie Fishing for Stripers.
Crappie Fishing for Stripers. Man. This is a basic pattern right here. We've got a pole, we've got 10-pound test line, a number 6 hook, 2 weights, and a live minnow. And we're dropping it down to the bottom where the crappie are supposed to be. I think these little stripers have run our crappie off. Yep, another little striper. Another little striper. Okay, come here, little buddy. All right. Getting a little bigger. That's a little bigger fish right there. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful fish. I mean, that's as healthy a striper as you will ever, ever, ever see. Beautiful. Okay, buddy. We're going to let you go. All right. Well, you know, I really believe they've run our crappie off. One thing I've learned over the years of guiding on brush piles, you can be sitting there catching crappie after crappie, and all of a sudden a 10-pound striper comes through and grabs one of your crappie while you're bringing it in. You might catch that striper. The truth is, that's probably the last crappie you're going to catch too, because they get a little spooky when those big ones come in. So now that's not a big fish, and maybe that won't affect us. I'm gonna drop another minnow down there. There's one. Terry's got one. Maybe that's a crappie this time. Man, it's pulling like another striper.
I think we've gotten into the stripers, no doubt.
Hi folks, welcome to this week's show. Today we're striper fishing with a pole. He's pulling like a little striper or white bass.
Yep.
Wow. Or is it, yeah, the little white bass. Okay. Yeah, we're not crappie fishing. Oh. This lake is full of white bass, and that's a typical white bass for West Point Lake right there. That's typical as it gets. And, you know, a lot of people keep them, but, you know, we usually throw them back because hopefully we're going to catch a lot of crappie today, but so far we're striper fishing. Folks, it's time to go fishing on West Point Lake in LaGrange, Georgia. This is my 32nd year of guiding on West Point for large coolers full of crappie. New for 2015, I will be fishing out of the Qwest Pontoon Boat. This boat is ideal for groups of up to 8 people. This is the best boat I have ever used for guiding. Over the past 20 years, I have put over 100 brush piles in West Point Lake that creates cover for crappie year-round. I cater to young children and the handicapped. Like Outdoors with Joey Mines on Facebook to keep up with what the fish are doing, as well as catch the latest episode of Outdoors with Joey Mines. Call 706-402-3607 or visit me on the web at joeymines.com. All right, there we go. There's a little fella. Come here, little buddy. He hit it like he was 3 pounds, but this pattern, when you find them, you can usually find 50 or 100 fish. There's another one. You can usually find 50 or 100 fish, and we're in baby land is what we're in. But they run in bunches, and I've got them zero. I've got a marker about 15 feet from us. These fish are all sitting in one area, and that's not a very big fish, but it's a start. Sometimes you've got to cull the little ones out to get to the big ones, and that's literally 2 fish in a hurry. They get a lot bigger than that, in case y'all are wondering. A lot bigger than that. But I'm sitting on a brush pile that is probably 3 times the size of this boat, and this is wax myrtle. A lot of people ask me, what do you put out? Well, I do 2 things. I use cedar trees, of which are fresh cedar. There's one. There's another one.
There we go.
Okay. Ooh. Yep. We're gonna start catching them. There's a school of them right there. Is what it is. And did he take your money?
Yeah. I felt him for a minute.
Yeah. But what you'll find is they run in bunches, and if you catch one, you'll be able to catch 50 out of one little spot. So we're gonna concentrate right here in this little area. There's our buoy, straight ahead right there, and I'm sitting here looking at the brush on my graph on the front. I've got a graph right here in front of me. If you look right here, there's our fish. There's our brush, and there's our fish right where my finger is. So there's another one. There we go.
Ah, I got
there you go, Terry.
There
okay.
we go.
Yeah, there. Oh, up. That was a little better fish.
A little bit better.
Yep, a little better fish, but we're getting bites. So I think the lesson of today is persistence until you find the right brush pile that's holding fish. So let's drop her back down. We've had 4 bites in a minute and a half. That's good.
I got to do a little better job of hooking them.
You got to do a little better job of hooking them. Yep. These rods are outstanding for catching these crappie. I can't tell you enough. That BnM pole is first class. I love the sensitivity of it. The tip is very light. And one thing about a crappie, they don't want a real stiff tip because they'll feel that bait or they'll feel that hard line. There's another one. There we go. Okay. Oh, ooh, look at that one. Look at that big one. There's a pretty one. Another pretty one. All right. Yeah. I just caught him. There you go, Terry.
That's what we came looking for there.
This is what we look. There's one on this one. Here we go. There's another one. There's another one right here. Oh, he's a little one. But that's all right. We're starting to catch fish now. Look at that pretty one though. He's about the same size as this one. Here we go. That's a pretty good one. Look at this rod bending.
Wow.
Isn't that something the way that thing bends? Look at it. Look at there, that's a pretty one. Oh yeah. Oh! Oh! That was a good one. That was a good one. Folks, we're going to take a couple of minutes and have Terry talk about the Angler Qwest boat. I'm thoroughly enjoying the boat, and there are a lot of neat features that makes this boat special. Terry, tell the folks about it.
Well, the Angler Qwest line is a new line for us that we introduced at our dealer meeting back in August, so it's brand new on the market. Like most pontoon manufacturers, we built a nice fishing boat with cruising features on it and fishing features, but we had people asking for a serious fishing pontoon. So actually 2 years ago is when we started designing this boat, and it's evolved over the last couple of years. We're building it in an 18-foot up to a 24-foot. They're all center console models, but these are exclusively serious fishing machines. It's all fishing features from the live well systems to the rod storage, the double wall system in the back where you can put more rod holders on it like Joey's got set up here, the tackle storage. Most people don't own it.
The tackle storage is unbelievable. The one thing about owning a center console, and I'll go ahead and tell you this, from owning one for 30 plus years, everything gets wet. I don't care which manufacturer you're talking about. If it rains, your stuff gets wet. And what you'll find is it'll get mildewed, it'll get rusted, and you'll end up throwing away half of your plugs, half of your hooks. This technology right here is totally dry, and that's outstanding.
Yeah, one thing about us or about our company is the management, the ownership of the company, they are fishermen, so you can say that this boat was designed by fishermen for fishermen, and that's something that we took in consideration when we're putting it together, because you invest a lot of money in your tackle, and
Sure.
you can't have your hooks getting all rusted up and things getting wet. So we try to take that in mind and design it to where you can keep your stuff good and ready to use when you need it.
Now, one thing about this boat, it has got like a skin up under it. A regular pontoon boat, you got 2 pontoons, and then you got your plyboard on top. And when you're running up the lake, it's beating that board and it's beating that the plyboard. Speed is something that you lose. Y'all have taken care of that problem.
Right. In our triple tube models, which gives you 3 pontoons, our aluminum underskin, we actually put it's more of a dome shape to it that helps the water flow coming off the back of the boat, and it definitely helps in the performance. We also put lifting strakes on all 3 pontoons inside and out, which helps force the boat up high in the water, helps the boat turn very nice and flat, and it increases the speed of the boat. Obviously, that gives you better performance, and it also makes it more fuel efficient as well.
One thing about this Angler Qwest pontoon, the seating is absolutely outstanding. Terry, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, we manufacture all of our upholstery in-house. We've got some really experienced and very skilled craftsmen who do the stitching of the seats. They do what we call the pulling of the seats to give it a nice, tight finish. Good strong seams. This is a heavy-duty marine grade expanded back vinyl. Makes for a real comfortable seat, and plus it's going to last for a long time.
Well, the one thing I like about a pontoon, if you look at the two of us right now, I've got my buoy literally, I got my buoy in front of us, and we're able to fish this brush pile. We got a little breeze blowing at us. That brush pile is all the way across where Terry's at, all the way to where I'm at. We've got 4 poles out, and we're able to cover this in a big way. And just from a convenience, right behind us, we've got our live well right here. And this is a great way to spend an afternoon, by the way. This is just outstanding.
You can't get any more comfortable than what we got right here.
Yep. Looks like we got a fish right here.
Folks, it's time to go fishing on West Point Lake in LaGrange, Georgia. This is my 32nd year of guiding on West Point for large coolers full of crappie. New for 2015, I will be fishing out of the Qwest Pontoon Boat. This boat is ideal for groups of up to 8 people. This is the best boat I have ever used for guiding. Over the past 20 years, I have put over 100 brush piles in West Point Lake that creates cover for crappie year-round. I cater to young children and the handicapped. Like Outdoors with Joey Mines on Facebook to keep up with what the fish are doing, as well as catch the latest episode of Outdoors with Joey Mines. Call 706-402-3607 or visit me on the web at joeymines.com.
Another one. Now that one's bigger. That one's a lot bigger. Okay. That's a lot bigger. Okay. Listen to that line going zip, zip, zip. Oh yeah, look at here, folks. There's you a pretty one. Now that's a pretty one. That one will go for a little boat ride with us. How about that? Yeah. Pretty crappie. About 3/4 of a pound or so. He's not the biggest in the lake, but he's big enough to take home with us. Okay, buddy. Let's get in there. Get in there and go for a little ride.
Qwest Pontoon Boats features a unique lightweight design for the maximum boating experience. From our paddle boats, to the luxury series, to the Angler Quest, made for the serious fisherman. Qwest Pontoon Boats meets the needs and budgets for every boating experience. We have the boat you've been looking for and invite you to experience Qwest. Check us out at QwestPontoons.com.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Crappie fishing, West Point Lake style. Terry, we caught a lot of fish today. Unfortunately, a lot of them were fairly small.
Well, that just tells you that there's big fish here. We just didn't get into them.
Well, we caught, I don't know, a dozen or so that we kept, and quite honestly, we'll be having those for supper tonight. So we do have supper.
Make a nice meal for sure.
Nice meal. Angler Qwest Boats, how can people get in touch with you about these boats?
They can find us online at www.qwestpontoons.com. That's
Okay.
QwestPontoons.com.
Okay. Folks, for Terry Glover, I'm Joey Mines. Y'all have some good hunting and good fishing. I'll see you next week.